Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie, and today's video I wanted to share all about my sons. Um, as soon as I come out to film, apparently everyone has construction projects and must mow their lawn, even though we're in fall and their grass couldn't possibly be growing. But bear with me because this is the only time I have to slot this in. And my children are doing a research project in the house, which means that they're loud as well. So this week, the plan was to share about Darrion's schedule, my autistic son's schedule, and what he does on a day-to-day basis. And I'm really pumped and excited to show you. I just realized that I talked a lot about what the girls do, and it would be helpful maybe to share about what Darrion's schedule looks like. So if you have a child with autism and children who are, typically developing and trying to homeschool, this is what my son's schedule looks like. So the first thing that I need to explain is that I've talked, if you've watched my channel at any length of time, you know that we have spent a bunch of time talking about the struggles Darrion has with sleep. And before anyone sends me, have you tried this or that or the other thing? All the things have been tried. There's a psychological component that we're trying to work through and deal with, and it just is what it is. So he needs to, he falls asleep about 1 to 2 in the morning, which means that he is not a morning person, just like his mama, because I need to sit with him to help him sleep. And then that means that he also doesn't wake up super early. Like he does, but then he goes and sleeps on the couch for a bit. But then he also doesn't want to eat breakfast until around 11 to 12, so he only gets 2 meals, and that seems to, like, he's growing fine, he's doing well, we feed him well, don't worry, but he doesn't eat breakfast, and that's just how it has worked out for him, and he seems healthy and okay with that. But it also means that there's this just different way of doing things. And so one of the big things that we do is I don't start our day with him until after he's eaten. And I do read aloud with the girls, and during read aloud, my Darrion will do his leapfrog. And on here are a bunch of learning games, learning videos like Backyardigans and Word World, and stuff that he had one of these when he was really little. And so there are things that are very nostalgic, things that he knows, that he appreciates, but they're still learning stuff. And I really appreciate that about that. But I tried to get him to join us on our read alouds, and it was just something that he was not interested in, and he was more disruptive than anything. So sorry, my table's not sitting quite right, so you got bumped. In any case, so he will do that, and it keeps him busy and out of his sister's room. He likes to go through their stuff and throw it outside or through the windows and stuff like that. So this keeps that down to a minimum while giving him some learning stuff. It's also fall in Canada, so you probably can see that. I would notice that little maple bugs all over my house this time of year, so just let them be. After read aloud, so depending on how long read aloud's taken, Darrion will end up doing our calendar time. I will leave a link to, I think I shared about our calendar, but I didn't share about this. So this clock I got just off of Google as well. I wanted it to be bright and colorful, and so he goes through and does analog clock, which I'm super excited about. He has gotten better and better at it, and so he will look at the clock on our stove and then make sure that it matches. I'm trying to still figure out how to do it the other way, where he reads it. Like I would just put it somewhere and then he would read it. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I'm thinking about it. But for right now, I'm really thrilled because I know that there are adults who don't know how to read analog clocks or make them work. So I'm really excited about that skill that he has. And then I will have him do some puzzles. So while I'm working with the girls, I have got him a little chore chart. And it's just simple little pockets and then a little flap that says, I did it once he finishes his chores. So I'll just use it like this. So there's a pocket here, flip thing that says, I did it here. But there's two pockets, to do and finish. And the to do pocket will have things like get dressed. It has build a puzzle, and it has one other thing. My brain. Build a puzzle, get dressed, and watch a backyardigans. There we go. So I'm trying to slowly but surely, as he gets used to having a chore chart, that I can add things that are less favorable to him. So right now, there's only the one where it's get dressed. He prefers to live in his jammies, and like I said, that means he only gets dressed for a couple of hours when it's school time. But if we go somewhere, then he's already dressed and he can put that in the finished pile. But I'm really excited about it because I think it's just amazing how, as time has gone on, he's gotten used to the way things are. I can then add or change things to fit, like maybe do dishes as one of the things that he does, or, more life skill stuff that I can change in as he gets used to just having the chore chart and stuff. And I think I'm getting there. The other thing that I wanted to do was adjust his Xbox time to be more educational, and that's why it's Watch a Backyardigans. But I've had it specifically Watch a Backyardigans, where one day I might be like, watch this documentary on whatever we're learning about, like, the Titanic or whatever. As he gets older, I'll be able to switch those out and maybe add more chores, that sort of thing. And it's like sameness and consistency is really important. And so I've already set up these time slots where he's doing those things. And as he gets older and more willing to find reasons to do those things, then I can add more difficulty or change it up or be less preferred items. Okay, so I've been teaching the girls, I've got them done, and they're working on their independent stuff without me. I go in, and I was going to say too, he's not at the place where he's doing all of this stuff without me. He needs me to be there walking him through that. As he gets older, I really feel like those are skills that he will be able to eventually do. But for right now, he needs me. So there's a lot of times when I'm homeschooling the girls where I will say, okay, Darrion, are you almost ready for mommy? Mommy's almost ready for you. And he'll be like, no, wait a minute. But I feel like it's one of those things where we will slowly get to that place. The more he gets comfortable and it's more straightforward to him and he knows what the expectations are, then I can add the difficulty and the more independence. So when I go to see him, he's dressed, he's finished his puzzle, we've done our calendar stuff, he's watched a Backyardigans. We go through his chore chart. Did you do it? Let's put it in the finished column. And then I flip the thing and it says, I did it. But he goes, I made it. So I really appreciate that. And then we move on to this checklist. So this was yesterday's. I usually erase that, but you will see, especially on days where he's not feeling well or we're getting back into the routine, I don't always demand all of this to be done. So one of the things was, did he have breakfast? Now, there are lots of people who go, why would you put something that's like automatic and natural on the list? It's because those check marks, they found even with neurotypical people, those check marks are really easy, but there's a sense of satisfaction that you did it, you got it, and then it kind of helps you strive forward to get the other things done. I found with autism, same deal. If there's check marks done, then he feels like, okay, I'm doing it, I'm good. So it says 8 a.m. It's not that, but it's our morning routine essentially, and so it's breakfast. I'm working on trying to get him to brush his teeth 2 times a day, excuse me. And then it's get dressed, do his chores. So I've written here dishes, recycling, and laundry. Those are goals that I have. He watched his Xbox again. It's going to happen automatically, but I want him to feel a sense of satisfaction. Listen to his story. That was our read aloud time. He calls it leapfrog time. Okay, I made it, not the table. And then the calendar time. And then Monday through Friday, I have a little checklist that we fill in. So right now, he's filling in most of these. On Monday, we had picture day, and that was all that I demanded of him that day because he's not a huge fan of getting his picture taken. And so like there's things like you make the adjustments based on what you feel your kids are ready to do. So once that is done, then we go to his menu time, and I have found these to be excellent and so wonderful. He did not fight me at school doing this at all, and I so appreciate it. But it's different things. I've shared how I made this, so I will leave a link down below to all of this. And I'm just really excited about how it's working, and that's the end of his school day at this point. We are doing a home-based therapy program with our son called the Sunrise Program. And unfortunately, for this 6-week period at the beginning of school, I have my girls doing research projects and trying to work together as a team, which means that they very much need me to help them and be involved in this. And so I'm hoping that once we're out of this unit and we're into the next, then I can make it more of a priority to make sure that we do scheduled a playroom fun time with him where he is learning to get I need to focus on that so that I know what our goals are on the developmental model to help him, again, expand his social awareness, his language, all of the things that the Sunrise Program really focuses on. So that is the total sum of Darrion's day. Once that's done, then he gets candy after doing school because he's very candy motivated. But he doesn't after the Sunrise Program, because the Sunrise Program, we want the good things about learning to interact and be communicative to be the awesome things. I'm okay if I have to bribe him for school, but not so much when it comes to learning to be communicative with people around him. So, and that's essentially his day, Monday through Friday. Friday's a little different just because, but not too terribly much. So I hope that this has been a helpful video. I hope you could hear the first half of it because then everyone was done all of their chores. But thank you so much for watching this video, and have a wonderful, wonderful homeschool week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.